Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestant. Player one. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Good luck to you in the Jeopardy round. For this game, the categories are as follows. Death. Classic novel spoilers. World geography. How's the weather? States of the Union. And their first #1 pop hit. Player one, you start us off. Bubonic plague's more descriptive name. Let's hear it, player one. Yep. Select again. The 7 words that complete the speech Patrick Henry gave on March 23, 1775. Player one?
Yeah!
You are correct. Player one, you pick again, please. HBO comedy starring Jason Schwartzman and Zach Galifianakis. Here's what we wanted. Bored to death. We return to you, player one. Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur's rap music record label. Here's the correct response. Death Row. Player one, back to you for our next selection. It's the title of a famous 1793 painting by Jacques-Louis David. Here's the correct response. The Death of Marat. We return to you, player one. Every Breath You Take, 1983. Here's what we were looking for. The Police. Select again. Sunshine on My Shoulders, 1974. Here's what we were looking for. John Denver. Please pick again, player one. Sunshine Superman, 1966. The correct response is Donovan. Player one, back to you. Ms. Jackson, 2001. Here's the correct response. Outcast. Player one, you pick again, please. Owner of a Lonely Heart, 1984. Here's the correct response. Yes. You again, player one. Swiss scientist creates monster that craves bride. Scientist makes and destroys bride. Scientist dies. Monster mourns. Yes, player one? Good. Player one, you pick again, please. Raskolnikov murders an old woman. Raskolnikov confesses and is sentenced to 8 years in Siberia. Here's the correct response. Crime and Punishment. Player one, pick again. Constance marries paralyzed Sir Clifford, has an affair with the gamekeeper, gets pregnant, awaits divorce and new life. Here's what we were looking for. Lady Chatterley's lover. Player one, choose again. Heathcliff is raised in the Earnshaw home. Falls for Cathy. Love thwarted. Both die. Here's the correct response. Wuthering Heights. Player one, you pick again, please. Itinerant workers George and Lenny dream of owning a ranch. Lenny accidentally kills a girl. George kills Lenny. Here's the correct response. Of Mice and Men. Please pick again, player one. Sarah?
This state's flag, featuring the Big Dipper, was designed by a 13-year-old Aleut boy.
We're talking about Alaska. We return to you, player one. With a population of about 120,000, Columbia is this state's most populous city. Okay, player one. That's right. Way to go. You again, player one. Mississippi and it have the shortest coasts on the Gulf of Mexico, only about 50 miles apiece. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Here's the correct response. Alabama. Player one, you pick again, please. This state has the highest average altitude of any state east of the Mississippi. Must be pretty mountainous. We're talking about West Virginia. You get to pick again, player one. Tears were shed when the Teddy Bear Museum in Naples in this state closed its doors forever in 2005. Here's what we wanted. Florida. Select again. Melbourne is in the Australian state named for this woman, a friend of Viscount Melbourne. Player one? No. Here's what we wanted. Victoria. Player one, choose again. Let's take it over to Jimmy.
Victor Hugo described the tide rising as swiftly as a galloping horse here at Mont Saint-Michel in this country.
Here's the correct response. France. Please pick again, player one.
Yeah!
Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. You need to select your wager. Here is your clue. Paulistas live in a large city in this large South American country. Nope. The correct response is Brazil. Player one. Pick again. This country's Grand Canal ends at the port of Hangzhou. Here's what we were looking for. China. Player one. Pick again. It's Africa's highest mount that shares its name with a country. Here's what we wanted. Mount Kenya. Player one, you pick again, please. September 4th, 2007 was the first time that two of these, Henriette and Felix, made landfall on the same day. Yes, player one? Right.
Yeah! Woo!
You get to pick again, player one. Mountain passes speed up hot, dry air, giving this U.S. state its Santa Ana winds. Yes, player one? No. Here's the correct response. California. Player one, back to you for our next selection. The forecast is cloudy with a 30% chance of these, characterized by the sudden start and stop of light rainfall. Yes, player one? Good. Player one, choose again. High clouds may bring this type of damaging precipitation, especially to the alley for it in the Rockies. Player one? Good for you. And now the $1,000 clue. Longer autumn nights let the ground cool, producing condensation, and the ground type of this. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. The Double Jeopardy round will begin right after this. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Giving you the bird. The gall of that guy. Vocabulary. The Arctic Ocean. Sports Illustrated magic numbers. And literary characters. Let's get back into this now. You have control of the board. Had a whale of a time in 1851. Pequod problems. Call him this narrator. It's player one.
Yeah!
Is correct. Player one, choose again. Famous foundling. Psychs himself out. Title taught. Here's the response we were looking for. Oliver Twist. Player one, back to you for our next selection. LAPI, okay? Chandler's champ slept big, and his goodbye was long. Here's what we wanted. Philip Marlowe. Please pick again, player 1. Time-traveling Dresden dude. He wasn't a Puritan, a Vonnegut Czech. Here's the response we were looking for. Billy Pilgrim. Player 1, you pick again, please. As a gem of a brother. Atticus, Atticus. Sweet Home, Alabama. It's player 1. Good. Player 1, choose again. Baseball, 4,192 hits. It's player 1. Yes. Player 1, back to you. Hockey, 92 goals. Here's what we were looking for. Wayne Gretzky. Player 1, you pick again, please. Baseball, 2,131 consecutive games. Here's what we wanted. Cal Ripken. Player 1, pick again. Answer, the first of the Daily Doubles. You are in first place. Please enter your wager. Here is your Daily Double clue. Track and field, 29 feet, 2.5 inches. No, that's not right. Here's the correct response. Bob Beeman. Player 1, choose again. Football, 63 yards. We're talking about Tom Dempsey. We return to you, player 1. The shortest way to sail to the Arctic Ocean from Nome, Alaska, is to go north through the strait named for him. Here's the correct response. Vitus Bering. Player 1, you pick again, please. The spiral tusk of this cetacean that inhabits the waters of the Arctic Ocean may reach a length of 10 feet. Player 1? That's correct. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. In the early 1770s, England's Samuel Hearne became the first European to reach the Arctic Ocean overland from this bay. Here's what we wanted. Hudson Bay. We return to you, player 1. The Arctic Ocean's deepest point, about 17,880 feet, lies just north of this country's Svalbard Islands. Here's the response we were looking for. Norway. You get to pick again, player 1. On August 3, 1958, this nuclear-powered submarine became the first to cross the North Pole under the ice. Here's what we were looking for. The Nautilus. Select again. The name of this extinct critter comes from words meaning terrible lizard. It's player 1. That's correct. Please pick again, player 1. This term for a mechanical human comes from a Czech word for forced labor. Okay, player 1. No. The correct response is robot. Player 1, choose again. Bumbershoot is Brit speak for one of these. Okay, player 1. Yep. Player 1, you pick again, please. He's an angel is a metaphor. Smart as a whip is one of these comparisons. It's player 1. That's correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Please pick again, player 1. Answer, the second Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Player 1, give us a wager. All right, here's your clue. The name of this science is from the Greek for the study of animals. You got it. Player 1, choose again. De Gaulle's June 18, 1940 broadcast in this city asking for France's leadership led to a death sentence in a French court? Yes, player one? No. Here's what we wanted. London. Select again. De Gaulle wanted a small mobile army versus static theories like this defensive line named for a minister of war. We're talking about the Maginot Line. Please pick again, player one. Charles de Gaulle fought in this February to July 1916 battle in which the Germans did not pass. Here's the response we were looking for. Verdun. Please pick again, player one. In 1965, de Gaulle won the presidency by defeating this socialist, later France's leader from 1981 to 1995. The correct response is François Mitterrand. Select again. In 1925, de Gaulle was promoted to the staff of the Supreme War Council by this marshal. We're talking about Henri-Philippe Pétain. Please pick again, player one. Also known as a red bird and protected by law, this bird may have up to 4 broods from April to August each year. Let's hear it, player one. That's not it. Here's the correct response. Cardinal. You again, player one. The ruby-throated one of these can migrate 500 miles while burning off only slightly more than 1 gram of fat. Yes, player one? Good. Player one, choose again. Pochards, perching, stiff-tailed, and dabbling are types of these birds. Here's what we wanted. Ducks. Player one, back to you. There are about 60 species of this wading bird. Asia has a purple one, and America, a great blue one. It's player one. Yeah! That is correct. And the $2,000 clue? The gray type of this bird was introduced to North America in 1889. Come on, get happy. Here's the correct response. Partridge. You will participate in Final Jeopardy right after this. Final Jeopardy still to come, and here's the category. U.S. politics. So, what's your wager? Let's see what it is. Here's the clue. Since 1960, only Massachusetts and this state have produced more than one of the 10 Democratic presidential nominees. What did you say? And that will set you back. Here's the correct response. Minnesota. Congratulations, player one. You're the winner. So long.